two magnets repelling each other.
I want to be part of it.
I'm kidding.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dragon's Concord actual play of the Dynamic Campaign. I'm your storyteller, Ron Power. We are in a little bit of a pickle here with our group of intrepid investigators.
Disreputable malcontents.
That's right, exactly. And so let's go around the table and just introduce ourselves and who we're playing today.
I am Mike Bernal. I'm playing a goblin named Scrimp McCrapper.
I am Nicholas Yost. I am playing a dragonborn by the name of Elohim Hearthkeeper.
Hi, I'm Nathaniel. I'm playing Puck Varal, the Psy Warrior, Thrycreen.
I don't seem nearly as cool following him. Can we switch play?
Psy Warrior from the far east.
I'm Chris Buggy. I'm playing Grim Tusk, half-orc rogue sorcerer.
Excellent. And I am playing everybody else. All right. So,
And you're all the voices in our head.
that's right. So, just a quick little summary. Okay.
We need like an intense noir voiceover. Yeah.
Yeah, so it all started on a bright, shining morning after a long day's night. No, actually, though, Elohim, pardon me, I get these names right. We're still pretty early on the process. Elohim had just finished up an old investigation, and he was showing back up to his office after hearing about a couple of grisly murders that had happened in the town of Pragus here recently. Beheadings that have been happening every few weeks or so. This is the third one, so it is definitely some sort of a problem that is going to be raising its head again, it seems. But in the meantime, not his problem. He headed back to the office to confer with his associate, Scrimp. The two of them received a letter from a distressed individual named Yulia Ascari. She was a noblewoman in need of some investigators, and she asked for them to please come and meet her at the Jewel Theater to discuss the case. However, they also had a visitor at that time, a Thrycreen and his associates, Puck, of course, who was looking to be introduced to higher elements of society. Well, it just so happened that they were about to go meet a noble lady, so he decided to tag along. Your group made your way over to the theater, where it turned out that Lady Yulia was looking for someone to investigate an issue with her sister. Her sister being a mage who was interned at the local mages' asylum, a place where they put mages who had been broken, who had some sort of trauma, maybe they had sanity issues, maybe they were considered to be dangerous for themselves or for others.
Identify as a problem.
Yes, it's definitely a problem. So, but the bigger problem for Lady Yulia is that her sister, every night for the last for about a week going on, her sister and several other individuals would go missing. They would every single night they would disappear, and then the next day they would reappear at some other location, not in the sanatorium, not in the asylum. Then they would be returned, and then the next night they would go missing again, and they would show right back up at the exact same place. So you guys are investigating that. You also took on a second case, which was the issue of Mr. Grim Tusk here, who
wrongful imprisonment.
Was being kept for wrongful imprisonment. He's being accused of a crime he did not commit, and you are trying to prove his innocence. You had just had a little interview, and where he professed that innocence, and while his attorney was going to have a discussion with the warden about wrongful detainment, in the meantime, you agreed to escort the investigators around the common rooms of the asylum, maybe get sort of a lay of the land, maybe do a little bit of talking to some of these individuals who are going missing, that kind of thing.
Stabbed a guy there. Stabbed a guy there. Definitely stabbed a guy there.
Reformed.
I had it rough yesterday.
Reformed from arson.
Arson.
They don't give me fire in here.
So here we are in the. He takes you out of the interview room. You find yourselves in basically a short hallway there's an open doorway that leads into a much larger room that you sort of that you know, of course, because you've been here long enough now. This is the common room where people who are not considered to be especially dangerous threats are allowed to sort of mingle, play games, have a little socialization as long as they're kept. Under control and they don't cause a problem, they're allowed to have this sort of like free time with each other.
What do the guards look like in here?
The guards are mostly human for the most part, although there are a few like dwarves or half-elves occasionally. But they are usually bigger, rough and tumble sort of looking guys. There are maybe a few women, but not very many. It's mostly men. And they look very muscular. They look very capable of handling themselves. They have no weapons and they have no armor, but they just look like they can handle themselves in a fist fight, more or less, basically. They wear the same. They wear the same uniforms, which is just basically a long-sleeved, like blue shirt and trousers, whereas the inmates all wear completely brown clothing, and it's more like a robe. It's not. It doesn't. They don't have pants. They just have a robe, and it's always like a very drab brown. And so you definitely tell the guards apart from the inmates.
Is Grimtusk wearing the robe?
Yes, you are wearing a brown robe, and you do not have any of your possessions at the moment.
So like a robe?
Yeah, it's like think of a monk's habit almost.
Okay,
Kind of
I definitely ripped the sleeves
yeah.
off.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You and everyone, there's just sleeves everywhere.
I saw Grim doing it. We're like,
That's amazing.
Sick.
Yep.
I want to do that. I want to rip sleeves off.
And instead of like shoes, they gave you like these little brown sandals, but they don't have like soles on them. They're terrible. Like
What kind of hippie bullshit is
yeah.
this? I definitely chucked that in a guard day one.
You got the shit beat out of you.
That's how I make friends.
But as you walk into the common room, there's probably like about 11 or 12 other inmates at this point. Just kind of most of them are sitting in chairs around tables. Some of them are like together and they're actually kind of like one might be talking to the other, but sometimes like it's a situation where one is just talking and talking and talking, the other is like staring off into space. You know what I mean? It's like or it might be a situation of none of them are talking and they're just all staring into space, but they're still kind of collected around a table together. You pass by one individual who's just kind of muttering to themselves, just kind of doing this. It's like they're rubbing their temple every once in a while, and then they're doing some fidgeting with their hands.
Do I know that guy?
Make a Arcana check.
It's not a skill I have.
Okay, that's fair. But you don't know him personally. But
19.
okay,
On the
well,
die.
I told you I believe.
yeah. Regardless of your lack of knowledge of the arcane arts, you're able to tell, because this is a common thing among a lot of the inmates here, what he's doing is he's going through the motions of casting a spell. He just can't help himself. He's like compulsively trying to cast spells.
Have I talked to this guy at any point?
Not this guy, but you have talked to some other people with this particular compulsion. They're basically addicted to magic. They want to be able. They can't give up the idea that they used to be powerful. They used to be able to cast spells and like do things, amazing things with like just the power of spellcraft. And now they cannot do it anymore. And they're told that they cannot ever do it again. And it's becomes like a sickness to them, like a cycle, sort of thing. You also see other people with less obvious kind of compulsions and tics and mannerisms. A lot of them are just kind of like muttering to themselves. You hear one fellow just kind of muttering to himself, and he's got like a rag, and he's like rubbing against the like edge of the table. He's like, gotta get it smooth. He wouldn't like it. He wouldn't like it if it was sharp edges.
No.
He wouldn't like it.
All of us from previous game curled into a ball. Dosing! Some of the psychological damage that we're still getting over.
Aren't you happy you came along? Look at our wonderful little band of misfits. This is what you do. This is where we put our freaks.
Hey. I resemble.
Well, you are wrongfully imprisoned, aren't you not?
I am.
There you go. So you don't belong here.
So, how long have I been here, by the way?
You haven't been here that long, actually. Probably a little over 24 hours.
Oh, okay. So I've been out. So I probably don't have a great lay of the land.
No, not too much, but you're no better than these folks for the most part. You have talked to a few individuals, although I think, given your personality, you might be trying to keep to yourself for the most part.
That's fair.
But you have heard a lot of the rumors going around about like the disappearances of these.
So has any
girls.
of that happened on this floor?
Yes, it has. So there's an individual on this floor who's one of the ones who keeps going missing. In fact, actually, I take that back. Not on this. I take that back. Not on this floor is the individual going missing, but they're one of the inmates here that you've spoken to seems to know one of the individuals who goes missing, and they apparently are on like the floor, a couple of floors above this one.
Is there any fraternization between the floors?
Pretty rare. They try to sort of keep them separated. From what you overheard some of the guards saying, it's kind of ranked on a level of severity of their like how dangerous they could be. If
We got to see
something
what
were to
level
happen.
5 is like.
Yeah,
I'm just fucking curious now.
That's where all the that's where all the anti-magic cages are.
And then I paired his magic with some fava beans.
The funny thing is, it actually
we're
goes
just gonna
downwards.
go.
So you guys like teleported to the very top
Oh,
floor,
okay.
and then like each level below becomes
like
a little
subterranean?
more dangerous.
I'm
Yeah.
looking for Def
Well, it's
Con
not
1.
subterranean; it's a tower
Oh, yeah,
that
it's
goes
a
up.
tower, okay.
But you portaled up to a top floor,
Random part
and
of the
then just
tower,
kind of
yeah.
like exactly, go section downwards.
We gotta
each
find
floor of the
just
sanitarium.
just for curiosity. When are we out? What else are we gonna come back here? It's not like we're gonna be wrongfully interned within this prison.
You really like poking bears, don't you?
Man, this bear is just looking at me, and I don't fucking like him.
You sleep, cat?
So I'm gonna direct their attention. You might want to talk to this guy. Is a guy?
Yeah, we'll say it's a dwarf who's like got a shaved head, except he's got like this little thin buzz of a mohawk kind of thing, like basically, and of course a huge beard. You know, they let the dwarves keep their beards. So almost everybody else has to like shave, but the dwarves are allowed, for cultural reasons, are allowed to keep their beards. They tend to complain loudly when they're forced to shave. So. He's just kind of sitting around a table, and he's like, he doesn't seem like he's like extra
Was he alone then?
mad or anything. Right now, what he's doing is he's just like, kind of like loudly talking to another person who's sitting next to him, who's just staring, like drooling, not paying attention to the dwarf who's like shouting at them, basically. But he's just kind of like yelling at them. Listen, I keep telling you, if you don't eat your pudding every night, you're going to get real thin. Then they're going to send you to one of the other floors because you're unhealthy, and you don't want that. And he's just like going all like he has like, and then I'm going to tell you. And he's like, he seems to have all these tips about how to survive, you know, in the asylum. And he's just trying to like get it through this person who's like just like the drool is just like kind of hanging down from like one lip. They're not paying attention to him at all, but he's like just can't help himself. Like as he's like yelling and yelling and yelling at this person. But he sees you coming over. And another thing on you, they're gonna take that neck thing, that tattoo arson on that's gonna be against you. They're gonna hold that against you. I tell you right now.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. What do you
I
want?
wouldn't put it on me if I wasn't proud of it.
Oh, that's true. I suppose makes sense. At least it makes as much sense as anything else down here.
If you're good at something, never do it for free. I've brought some people
Hello,
to
sir.
talk to you
Oh.
about your friend a couple floors down.
Oh yeah, the solid one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you all about him. Luca, he's up to no good, I tell you. Well, it's not that he's up to no good. It's just that he's gotten himself mixed up in a real heap of trouble, I tell you. Keep going missing every night. They're not going to like that. He's going to keep going down and down and
How
down
do you
every time he goes missing.
How would you go about going missing in a place like this?
Don't ask me. I wish I knew. I'd go missing the very next day, I tell you that. And I'd never come back.
How long you been here? What's this guy's name?
His name is Veratus, And he says he's let you know that he's been here probably about a year. That's, not actually that long in the grand scheme of things, comparatively speaking. But he acts like he's like a big expert about this place, like how he knows everything about how to like keep out of trouble, that kind of thing.
Could you tell me more about Luca?
Oh yeah, Luca. He's a former evoker. Those evokers, they're really worried about them. Fire powers. You create fireballs. You create. Those are very damaging, folks. And of course, that's why he's here in the first place. You can't. You can't put anything. It's a real shame, the fact that he murdered his whole family in an explosion of fire that he himself created. But you can't be down about it. If you're down about it, they'll never let you back out. But anyway, that's why he's all sullen. He always goes around, poor me, I murdered my whole family with a fireball. I keep saying, Luca, you gotta get over that, or they'll never let you out of here. And that's my 2 cents anyway. Mm-hmm. But he keeps going missing every night, and then they keep dragging him back. If you go missing, why don't you just run away? Then they'll never bring you back. I don't understand.
Who keeps dragging him back?
Oh, they just get the city guards, because every morning he shows back up at the same damn place. They just drag him back. They get city guards, take him back up here.
Do you know where he keeps coming back?
Yeah, Luca keeps showing back up at that damn puppet show. Down at the marketplace where they do the puppets.
Down on 344th?
That's the one.
Puppet show. Did he ever tell you about that puppet show?
Yeah. Anything about that puppet show? Maybe that was something his family liked to go to?
That's exactly it. He used to take his kids and his wife there every morning. They used to watch the puppets every day, he says. How it was such a wonderful thing. How much he loved to see it there with his kids. Not that he loved the puppets, the kids loved it so much. It was a heartwarming story. Of course, until the part where he murders them all.
Looks like we got a case of a compulsive disorder. They're bringing him back to the location.
Also.
Our character. Do we know how many... It's been relayed yet how many times this has happened? Is it every day?
Yeah, every single night, and it's been going on for about, let's say, 6 days.
6 days, yeah. Same 4 people?
Same 4 people.
This can't be tied to the murders then, because then there'd be more murders if they've been missing every night.
That's true, but we don't know what they're doing between when they leave and when they show up.
Luca, has he had any procedures done to him to try to restore mental stability?
No, they determined he didn't need to go through any of the what they call the radical therapy. Trust me, you want to avoid that part. If you go down to the 5th level below, they'll do the radical therapy on your brain, and you'll never be the same again. Mm-hmm. But they determined the magical wards in place, the things that keep us from doing our hocus pocus. They determined that was enough to keep him sane. He's never lashed out at anybody ever since he's been here. Keeps to himself mostly, but he likes me. I'm a good friend of his. We get together because we have the same work details sometimes. We have we help out. Basically they let some of us who are a little more lucid, I suppose you might say, go around and like clean up and like do the laundry and that sort of thing. Makes us feel useful, they say. I think it's slave labor, personally.
Fratus, if you don't mind me asking, what are you in for?
They said that just because I had the idea that I might want to replace one of my arms with like a better arm, like a baboon's arm or a gorilla arm or something like that. That made me crazy. Can you believe it?
Makes sense.
It's an
You're stronger.
Exactly.
Like
You ever
his
seen a baboon? You ever try to arm wrestle a baboon?
I have.
Well, there you go.
I won.
Well, you're a pretty big, large fellow there with your arms, I suppose. Maybe I could take your... Oh, pretend I didn't say that. They wouldn't like it if I said that. I didn't say
It's not really attached right.
That's true. Can I have your arm?
You may try.
You're in my head.
Test this assumption
I thought I was getting better.
That's probably not a good thing to do.
Damn it!
It's like this. The whole time.
The voices are back.
No.
No, it's just me.
He's a telepathic creature.
Telepathy.
He speaks to you through your mind. He doesn't have a vocal cord.
When I can't speak from my mouth, it makes me uncomfortable.
Just says the word Zool over and over again.
Also, the speaking in minds also seems to be putting people off as well.
I think for right now, mouth.
That is much worse.
Never mind.
I think Brad is just going, oh my god!
Grubtusk's actually gonna flinch.
Just like a whole table just starts going.
Yeah.
And just like,
Exactly.
oh no!
Everybody in the general vicinity is now starting to like go, ah! Ah! And then like one of the guards come with, what's the deal? What's the problem here? What's going on?
Nothing to be concerned with, guard. It's just that my companion here has, he is not from around here, and he has some different ways of verbalizing.
Make sure he doesn't do that again. I don't want. If they get agitated, that's the next thing you know. They're it's a ruckus.
Sounds like he was about to summon Cthulhu. So,
Praise Satan.
I apologize. That is why I do not vocalize.
I say, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I asked you to stand up. I'm very
that's
sorry.
gonna live rent free in my nightmares for a while. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much for your help.
Veratus says like, I think I'm going to.
If one of us.
What do you say we go get some of that pudding? And he takes his buddy the hand and like they go run off to like go find some pudding.
Sweet boys.
Yeah.
Can I score some of that pudding real quick?
Pudding? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back
There's
of
like
pudding cups.
so they go up to there's
We can
actually
do
like a little
tapioca.
yeah there's actually like a little dining hall just adjoining this common room. So when they go in, there's a little it's like a cafeteria style thing where you can just
Pudding's not bad.
yeah you just walk up to the window and someone like will ask for pudding.
All of the lunch workers are super sweet.
Yeah.
Go, darling. But all of them could kick the shit out of us collectively. Don't fucking touch the pudding bowl. You've had enough.
The lady's got a dragon tattoo on her arm.
I don't
that
miss twice,
rides and
camper.
flexes.
I feel like my heart is like racing because this is probably the furthest I've gotten into the college since my brother disappeared.
I understand. It's okay. Do you need to take a moment?
No, just
I'm really.
I don't think they even recognize me anymore. It's been so long since we come back here, but
It's been a very long time, and I hope I don't see the
Could you use
warden,
some downers?
but I feel like I need to.
we should
Let's continue.
yeah, let's keep talking. We should.
Yeah.
Can we see like staircases or are
Yeah, there
portals
are
the only
actually
way
are
to-
staircases kind of dotted around.
Emergency exits.
They are most of them will have like a door at either the bottom of the staircase or if they're headed like you're on the top level, so there's no staircases heading up in here, but there are some staircases heading down. And at the bottom of the stairwell will be like a big door or something like that.
Is there like a guard station at the door?
There's not here in the common room, no.
Gotcha.
They're the biggest staircase you've seen, as far as like the most obvious or prominent one, is when you very first came in the lobby. There was a big staircase heading downward. They didn't take you through down there. They just took you to another door. The staircases you see kind of around in the common area are almost like unobtrusive. They're like in a corner, like you're not supposed to pay attention to them or something like that. It's like where an emergency exit sort of staircase would be or something like that.
Let's see what's
But you
behind
do
me.
see occasionally a staff member will like come out of one and then head up or head down and through the door.
Let's see what's behind door number 2.
Yeah. So we could. I would like to sneak over to try to get
Okay.
onto a different level.
Why don't you give me a sneak check? Or stealth check. Sorry.
If we are caught, will we not be in danger?
I don't think so. I think they'll just ask us to leave.
You just asked.
He's allowed to go anywhere he wants.
Within reason.
Within reason.
I can't leave. Well, now apparently I can leave.
17.
17.
22.
You guys just kind of like you're not hiding per se. You're just like trying to act so nonchalant that nobody really notices that you're heading over that way. You walk down the stairs. There's no staff anywhere in sight. You jiggle the handle. It seems to be locked.
These rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you do
all of us going here?
I assume.
Okay.
I rolled a 13, by the way.
Okay. Third. So we got third on stealth. I know you guys got pretty high.
This is nonchalance.
Yeah. What'd you get on your stealth?
Yeah, the nonchalant.
I do not know what they're doing, but
Yeah.
oh crap! That's a 24.
I would have
So I
told
do
you.
group check, so as long as nobody
There's a 6'6" shadow passing.
and
As long as-
you guys can like lift up the lower check,
Yeah.
sort of a thing. So
Gotcha.
you're fine.
We're heading. We want to get as much information out of these disappearing inmates, so
18.
we have to keep
no,
them
no,
these
no,
days.
So just so you know, for now, this is a very simple lock that you're trying to get through. Like you could literally probably like take a screwdriver and just like clunk it. I might have you do a more complicated type of check for like tougher locks later.
Sweet.
It's kind of a homebrew rule I have.
Love it.
But for now, that's fine. So you get through that first lock, no problem, right? You just
Kind of got to jiggle the handle. It's
yeah,
fine.
exactly. And then it comes open, and you just find yourself in a different common room, basically a little lower down. Now the folk in here, as you kind of like come out, look a little rougher, look a little bit more. And I think at first they put you down on this floor, and then they determined you were like. They had brought you up to this first floor just to have for the interview mostly and then you so this is the floor you've been on for the most part since you've been here in this 24-hour span. The folk here are a little bit
I'm gonna hold off and punch some guy.
yeah, okay,
Just like knock his block off.
give me an unarmed attack roll.
Won't be fucking money. Spit. So that was 14.
14, that's enough. Do you want to do some damage, do some
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you add sneak attack because this guy wasn't expecting you to beat the
Yeah.
Sick.
You lay this commoner out.
So that's 7 damage.
7 damage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that the guy you hit is actually a little bit of there are some mages here that look like they can handle themselves because they are some of the people are being trained to be sort of like spell knights, that kind of thing. And look, for some reason you just happen to punch one of the guys who's a little more built. He takes the punch. He just kind of snaps his neck back at you and goes, "First one's free." And then he punches you right in the gut.
Okay. You guys enjoyed investigating. I'm gonna do some ultra violence over here.
Yeah, we walk through the door and you immediately go fucking hostile.
I chose violence this morning.
It's like, we gotta
All right.
use it. We gotta
I
use
hit you
it.
because I rolled a 19
Okay.
attack roll.
Are we engaging
So
in
you're going to
combat?
take
No.
5 hits.
We are using this as a distraction.
We need to go
Okay.
find Luca.
At that point, the guards, there are several guards in the room, and they're going to rush at both of you. And you've got two guards
actually,
trying to grapple
this is-
you. Okay.
So yeah.
Go ahead.
Before that happens,
Yep.
I'm going to attempt to get. So actually, when he hits me,
Yep.
I'm going to fall back on another table into somebody else.
Okay.
And just the smallest guy I can find, just pancake.
Okay.
And just try to get more people involved.
Yeah.
Make this bigger.
Yep.
Just standing at the corners of the room. Just
Uh,
I am looking with my insight to find an individual who perhaps knows that they are the black sheep of the group.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the disappearing kid, aren't you?
yeah. So you're doing an investigation.
Yeah, I'm scanning
This is
the
happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I help
I'm not.
you?
Yeah, go ahead. And while you guys are
Please
doing
go
that, on your, let's not have you do another attack roll. Well, let's just have you do an intimidation roll to sort of you're trying to
That's what I do best.
Yeah, I feel like you're trying to just spur this all on with your demeanor.
Nat 20, which makes it a 29.
Nice. Yeah, you do exactly what you said. You fall backwards into someone's lap. It's just some poor helpless skinny elf who's just gets laid on top of. But his buddy happens to be a giant Goliath who's in here.
Jesus.
And so he's like,
Hey, Barry. Let's do it.
yeah, he starts cracking his knuckles, and so you guys are going to start going to town. Just now, the guards are of course rushing in, trying to stop and pull you guys apart. But in the meantime, it's giving you
27.
plenty of opportunity. Okay, so with a 27, you see a sort of a one guy who is doing his best to not get involved. He's actually a bigger guy too. He's big barrel-chested human guy with dark hair down to his shoulders.
They told me not to. Should be a diplomatic incident.
Yeah, your diplomatic immunity. All of the diplomats in the room are you need to chill the fuck out.
My kinfolk are gonna be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
So his hair's like down to his shoulders, and as big as the guy as he is, he's trying to like flatten up against the wall into a corner to avoid being at all a part of this riot that's starting to form. And that you clock him as like, okay, he looks, why would this big guy be afraid to mix it up? And it kind of hits you. That's probably the guy that they were talking about.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sidle up.
Yeah, and saddle up next to him. I put my hand on his forearm. Excuse me.
Please, I don't like to be touched.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
You're
It's okay.
Luca, right?
Yes, Luca Damontis, yes.
Luca, my name is Investigator Hearthkeeper, and I wanted to ask, come and find you to see if I can ask you a few questions. Would you be more comfortable if we weren't? I look over at some guy getting fucking throat slit.
Exactly. like two guys like right next to him. A guy like shoves another guy against the wall, like with his hand around his throat. He's like, "Yes, please, if we could please go somewhere more private, I would.
I just like hit the wall and bounce off it.
Goliath is doing a Thanos move, grabbing someone by the ankle and shot putting him into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Let's walk over here.
So you guys have to sort of like go through this whole thing where you're sidestepping around, like people getting tossed into like each other.
Somehow I've acquired a steel chair at this point.
Yeah, the steel chair that was bolted to the floor.
All right. So there's nobody's paying any attention to you guys as you head over into like there's actually like a let's see, I have a map here. There's actually like a little like groundskeeper's shack. Not like a shack.
Oh, he
like
did it. He absolutely did it.
Like a storeroom full of just like cleaning supplies and that kind of stuff, basically. But there's like a crates you could sit down on in here. And so he goes, sometimes I like to come here when I want to be alone.
Of course.
This should be fine.
I just want you to be comfortable.
Yes, I thank you. I am comfortable. How are you? Okay. I know that doesn't happen often here. I just want you to know that's pretty rare.
I gleaned that much. It seems the guards like to keep a tight ship.
You hear me laughing uproariously from the other side.
Luca, I understand that you have been having some magical incidents happen recently, involving some teleportation.
I wish I could remember. The problem is I don't remember. I go to bed each night, and I pray that it won't happen again. But it does. I wake up, my eyes open. I think, well, I'm awake already somehow. But I come out of it, I guess, this fog I'm in, this cloud, and I'm back there. I'm back there at the puppet show. Why do I keep going there?
I just kind of like pat his knee. I'm like, sorry, buddy. I'm sorry that
we want to figure out why this is happening.
I don't
and
know.
we want to try and stop it. Because obviously it's only making the situation worse. Now, Luca, I know it may be difficult for you to divulge this information or to recall, but I need you to tell me everything. I need you to try your hardest, because the only way that we're going to be able to fix this and make you better is with information. And I can't do that if you can't remember.
He's balling his fists he's like they're clenched now, like white knuckles, Make a persuasion check.
4.
Okay. Oh, no. I don't know who you are. You're not one of the doctors.
No, I don't work for the college. In fact, the college and I have a lot of issues together. But I have been hired by an individual who's concerned with Iara.
Yara? Really?
Iara.
She's one of the other ones that goes missing.
I was going to go try and talk
Wait,
to
do
her.
you know the other ones?
I know of them. I never interact with them. I never see them, but they tell us that we all go missing.
Can you tell me the names of the other two?
Yes. There's he takes a moment and wait, I want to, but once again, I'm just not sure. Yara's a dear person. She's wonderful.
I understand.
I don't want to get her in trouble. You have to.
She won't be getting in trouble.
Okay.
If anything, this might be able to expedite your senses.
All right, make a new persuasion roll, but with advantage this time because you brought up Yara.
That's what we like to see.
Yes.
19.
Okay. All right. For her sake, you seem okay. I'm a little shaken up because of
Of course.
the
Take your time.
riot. Okay, but anyway, there's me and there's Yara, and of course then there's Zara. She's an interesting one as well. I don't know much about her except that she's blind. She was a diviner though, and so she would. You'll know her very quickly because she's the one with her eyes are all white.
Mm-hmm.
There's no irises there. Completely clouded. And then of course, then there's Shank. In fact, he looks a lot like you. I understand.
Shane.
Or Snark. I'm sorry.
Snark.
Snark. Yeah.
I fucking knew it. They got him locked up somewhere in these.
I put my hand on your shoulder like,
You know him. You do know him. Yeah, you look just like him.
He's my older brother. He's my. He's got to be the one that's showing up at the scrapyard. If we're talking about emotional connections, he's showing up at that scrapyard. You guys go every night?
Every night.
obviously, it would be impossible for you to just walk out of here, given the amount of guards there are.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go out.
I know, I understand. Do you know?
I don't think you do understand, though. I'm endangering people. I killed my family.
I understand that.
It wasn't your fault. You maybe lost a little bit of control, that's all.
It's just because you were inept with your magic.
Oh.
He's right.
Helpful.
That's exactly right, though. My ineptitude got my
You're not
family
helping. I wasn't trying to help.
killed.
I'm just stating facts.
So you're an evoker.
And all we want to do, we have an evoker, a diviner, a conjurer. What was your brother?
So yeah, he would have been like a. So there's no tower per se for artificing, but a lot of the artificers will sort of be like a multidiscipline sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you, I'll let you choose if you think.
Oh,
you think
no,
there was,
yeah, then I would have been an abjurer.
okay,
then,
yeah, that would make sense. So
Yeah.
like, he would probably have specialized in abjuration.
Yeah.
Of his.
He did multiple majors.
Yeah.
You should have gone to one of those liberal arts schools.
But artificing is a very respected part of the college as well. In fact, it's it's kind of the moneymaker for the college in a lot of ways. They the inventors will create things that are sold, and that's what brings in a lot of the money.
We want to try and make sure that no one else gets hurt. Because obviously, if you're somehow disappearing in the middle of the night and then spending the entire night not in control of yourself outside of the protective wards of the tower, we just want to make sure that nothing happens.
That makes sense.
Is there anyone that you can think of who you might have wronged, or who may have a grudge against you, or someone who may have the ability to interfere with the powers of the tower, at least in order to teleport you?
Has anyone shown any interest in you in the last...
You seem like you
week,
keep to yourself.
2
Have you
weeks?
ever heard of anything? Of people talking about a breakout? Of people talking about some event, like some tension building?
There's rumors about. See, the thing is, there's rumors that go on all the time about what happens in the lower levels of the Belfry. Not here. The people treat me pretty well, but they're talking about. But they'll talk sometimes about Dr. Philippa. Dr. Philippa is she's one of the
We got a fucking name, boys!
she's one of the scientists that studies our compulsions, our infirmities. She says that she has treatments for us, but everybody who goes down to her level, they never come back. I've never seen one of them come back, and I don't think they go out of the tower either. They're down there and they go there to stay.
Have you heard of anybody leaving the tower the way that you have prior to you and the other three?
No, not like that. And you ask if I have anybody out there who might be upset at me. That's the crazy thing. It's like you said. Everybody tells me it's not my fault. My wife's family says they still love me. Can you understand that? That doesn't make any sense. Why don't they hate me?
Your wife's family.
Yes.
Do you remember their house, their address?
Yes. I'll write it down. Well, I can't. They don't give us.
Yeah.
They won't give us writing info.
I
I'm
take
sorry.
out a quill and I just clear off a portion of my forearm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. And so it's 327 Bradford Street.
Quill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Scales.
scales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just etch it
And then
It's like henna.
quill's gone.
But are you using magic?
No, I'm just sleight of hand.
Oh, sleight of hand. Okay. But he does freak out for half
Not
a second.
magic.
Oh.
in. Not magic.
Okay. I thought maybe you were the one doing
Man, if
No.
you pull a coin out from under
Yeah.
his head will explode.
He will choke me out screaming. And I won't be able to get him off me. Look at this guy.
He's jacked. He's like Kylo Ren jacked, you know.
Like surprisingly,
Yeah.
like
He's got a fucking
upsettingly so.
surfboard torso.
Adam Driver. Yeah, just like. "Ugh."
You killed my wife. I fucking did it.
But is this your card?
How many fingers am I holding up?
Amazing. But
That's
we're trying to have this very emotional conversation, and then we're laughing at us off. I love it.
this Dr. Felipa?
Yes, Dr. Philippa. It's Dr. Comina. Is her official? Her last name's Comina, but everybody calls her just Dr. Philippa. She comes off as very nice, very sweet woman. But they
And
say
she has a lot lot of rumors circulating.
yes,
Do I know
that she
anything?
takes you down below. And you just,
Yeah, what's going on outside?
You're hearing
Uh,
orangutan noises at this point for no reason.
I think at this point the guards have settled things
Never
for the most
escape
part. You, in particular, like 4 guards are like basically pushed you up against a wall, face first into the wall, kind of a thing.
Bad boys.
Yeah.
I am the happiest you've seen me since you met me.
The Goliath has like 8 guards though. So,
Occasionally,
you
I'll
know.
look out the door.
I've missed you,
guarding
Barry.
me.
We should do this again sometime.
Anytime you want, buddy.
I guess we need to get lower. Maybe we can schedule an appointment with this Dr. Colmina. Well, we need to find if your brother is here as well.
No, yeah, he wasn't on the first floor. He wasn't on the second floor, which means he's deeper. Oh gosh, I'm not.
Well, most of us are on the 3rd floor. I'm up here for good behavior, but at night, my cell is on the 3rd floor. I just get allowed to come up here because I'm only
All he is.
So we're all on the 3rd floor, all 4 of us.
Okay. Your assistance has been very valuable. Is there anything you'd like to get off your chest?
Just that I wish I knew why I had. Wish I knew why. My powers, they had always been so stable. I was a good wizard. Why that one time? How did I lose it? No, I this is not your problem, but I just wonder it every day. I wonder if it's connected somehow. I don't know. It's
You
just
ever
my wishful thinking.
Every strand of information is valuable because who knows? Who knows? Could this be all connected? It could be, maybe, but it's.
I was being fast tracked to be one of the war wizards, to be a premier battle mage.
Question.
Yeah.
Your other compatriots, your other 4, were they on this same fast track?
I think. Is it Snark?
Snark,
I
yeah.
think Snark was. I think he was. He was. I should not say he was on the track to be a war wizard, but he was definitely someone who you knew his name because he was an expert. In his field.
Luca Zark, Luca, Zara, Snark, and Yara.
Yara was very talented. She just very shy, so shy, but the most beautiful soul you ever encounter in your life. And Zara, she could be cryptic, very hard to understand, but all of her divinations were true. I think that was part of the problem. Apparently, she found out things that were going to happen that she did not want to know about. And that's what drove her crazy.
Were all 4 of you top classmen?
Yes, I think so. As far as we were all very good at what we did.
Thank you. If I have any information, who knows?
How do you normally get down to the 3rd floor when it's time for you to go?
Well, there's a main route. We're supposed to go past the guard station, the nurse stations when we go. But sometimes, honestly, if I'm in the kitchen or the common room, there's always the sort of like hidden stairwells and the behind the cabinets and that kind of stuff. I could show you real fast if you want.
That would be helpful.
That would be very helpful.
Yeah.
Puck, could you get Grimtusk?
No.
That's hurtful. I thought we were bonding.
I'll go get him.
Yeah. Maybe we can invoke Morius's name.
Yeah.
All right. So the guards have you've promised you'll be on your best behavior from now on.
Oh, you know it.
Everybody else has kind of settled down, and they're like, I think they're about even though you're like you're prostrating yourself, saying I won't do it again anymore.
I'm a changed man.
Yeah,
found
exactly.
Religion.
They're about to haul you
You
off.
like that? You get a good show up there?
One of them's like, well, too bad. You got to spend some time in solitary for that.
Hey.
And at that moment,
Don't
they
threaten me
see
with a
you
good
come.
time.
They come over.
What are you doing? This man's protected by Advocate Marius Vitalis.
You hear that? Protected now.
Make a persuasion roll.
7.
Well, it doesn't matter. He broke the rules. He's got to do some time.
Let us make this.
That was the most fun you've had for a few days, isn't it? Did you miss me?
You think it's a fun time until it happens every damn day in this place.
Well, you gotta earn your money somehow.
What are you doing?
I was just saying, let us make this clear. He has been described as protected. Ergo, he is protected. You will release him at once unless you desire a second battle.
Make an intimidation roll.
Sick, boy, let's go.
In his brain
I knew I
hole.
liked you. Can I roll advantage? Because it's in his brain.
It is in his brain.
I think
Sure.
I get. Do you do intimidation still based on charisma or strength?
In this case, it would probably be your intelligence.
Oh,
Honestly.
fuck yes. Okay. Hold on. 17.
Okay. Because it's ringing in his mind.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he's like, he kind of lets you go, and he's like, you all a bunch of freaks as well as I'm concerned.
That's not even magic, so
You
watch
thought I
it.
was a scary one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rise.
I put my coin purse away.
Respect.
All right. So he backs off, but he goes to like confer with some of his other guards, like they're kind of like whispering behind your backs.
All right, we need to speed this up a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. That was really good.
Yep. So
Hey,
Luca
Grimtus, let's
kind
get
of
back
like
up there. We gotta go talk to
motions you over
Morius.
towards the corner. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just like, we gotta get back up to go meet with Morius and the warden. The warden.
The warden.
Yes, we have meetings.
Who do you say that to?
Everyone! I broadcast it.
Yeah. Again, a lot of the people are just like, ah!
I thought I was getting better!
They pick up the chair.
Well, here we go again.
It begins again.
Let chaos reign.
Let chaos take.
But Luca's just kind of motioning for you to come over to the corner.
Yeah.
So behind, like there's these like bookshelves, and you're just not very like well doing it, but they're kind of hiding another staircase that goes down below. Again, this door seems to be locked. He's like, he goes, I can get through this one, and so he he has like this key that he pulls out and he unlocks it and he takes you through. He goes, they give me these privileges because I've been so good on my behavior.
Well, I'm really sorry if this turns out
they're gonna bust you down for taking us down here. But
Well, I think
We're
with
gonna
the,
get you
I
when
think
your
if they
friends
found
are.
out I had this, they would have taken it away already because of the fact that I keep going missing.
yeah.
But I promise you, it's not because I have this key. It doesn't go. This is the only door it opens. But no, I just think people forget I have it at this point.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm stealing the key.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna do an
It's
insight
quick.
check on
Decisive.
Luca.
Oh fuck.
Go for it.
That's
You're
how I'm
rogue,
gonna do
though,
it.
right?
I am a rogue. That's what I do. That's a 10.
A 10. Let's see how he's. Maybe he's distracted. Let's see. Ooh. Tie. We're gonna say tie goes to. What's your? Let's see. Decided by ability score. What's your dexterity bonus?
14 plus 2.
Okay. Let's say that's enough to beat it. So you just he's just kind of puts it back in his pocket, and you're just ever so slightly able to yank it out. It catches on the cloth just for a second, but then
Not my
cuts
smoothest.
away.
Not by all any means my
Yeah.
smoothest lift.
But he's distracted talking to you guys, and you now have the key. It apparently only goes to this door, but we'll see. Now, what'd you get on
More
your
useful.
insight check?
22.
22. It's hard to read, even though that's an amazing roll. It's hard to read kind of a crazy person. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But he actually seems genuinely truthful about what he's saying. What it seems like to you is that he just can't get past his own
Mental
actions,
block.
and it's his own mental block that's keeping him here.
Mm.
If he could just forgive himself, it would be all okay. But he can't.
I mean, he did murder his whole fucking
Yep.
family.
Not murder.
He did kill.
Definitely manslaughter.
Definitely fired. Bomb.
Coming from an expert,
Coming
that would
from
be
an expert in
manslaughter.
arson. It was definitely one of the worst ways you could go.
Horrible.
Just bad magic.
Regardless, we're here to help.
Okay, so you guys come out into yet another
Also,
common
fuck
area.
the
I really
colleges.
enjoy kicking a
Um,
man when he's down.
This, however, this common area is a lot different than the ones before. The
you
ones
tried
before
it?
had bookcases where
It's
they
actually
had
a little addictive.
books that people could read. They had.
Were they
I take that.
tablets?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I should say that the books in these libraries are all picture books for the most part, because once again they do not want to give these guys a chance to hide a spell book in here. But they do have the upper two levels have picture books basically. This level has no bookcases, nothing that could be at all conceived of being a spell book or anything like that. It has nothing really in the way of anything that a creature comfort. It's just people just kind of standing around, shuffling in a common area. They almost all seem a little bit on medication of some sort.
Question.
Yep.
So I'm sensitive to the fact my magical abilities.
Yes.
Do I feel a difference in that dampening effect when we're going down?
As you're going
levels?
down, so far no. So far it feels the same
Okay.
level.
Are the guards getting better equipment as we go further and further?
Yes, that's much as true. Now that you're on the third level, this is the first time you've seen the guards
They're just
actually
Goombas at this point.
armed
Just fucking Goombas.
with just like nightsticks, basically. So they have hanging on their belt the equivalent of a billy club, basically.
Gotcha.
They also have maybe just a padded vest or something like that instead of no armor whatsoever. I will say this: roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Interesting. Listening.
The mental faculties are being compromised.
Constitution saving throw, so that's going to be a total of 17.
Okay. You just to test it out, you decide to just cast a cantrip, see if you can do something. You make the motions, you go through the process. It's always worked for you. It just once again doesn't work.
Any help at all would be great.
Yep.
Can't do much chosen one-ing. Stuck here.
You just you were trying to almost.
I am covered in blood at this
Yeah,
point.
I know.
Just wrecked.
And it's like you were trying to just pure force of will see if you could cast a spell, and you just couldn't seem to muster it up, unfortunately. So
You good? You need to take a shit?
a little bit,
Little bit?
but that's beside the point. Spells
I am-
dampened here.
Looking for my brother on this.
okay, don't see your brother. You do see a woman in the corner, keeping to herself, whited over, gloss over, clouded over eyes.
I'm looking for
Uh,
someone who looks like they would be related to
To Yulia.
To Yulia.
Yeah. Not in this room.
Not in this room.
Yeah. The only one you see right now is apparently Zara. Is it looks like. Yep.
So common areas. So they're allowed in the common areas. They still have a common area at this point.
Yes.
So that means, are there cells open then?
There are cells too.
Can I examine? Are they marked in any way to demark who's where?
You'd have to like go explore down like a corridor, like go past maybe a guard station and go through the corridor of cells to check out. So you would know that on the upper floors though, where if it's all the same, yes, they have like a nameplate on their cell basically.
Do you want someone to go with you so you don't get fucking?
I was just about to say
Do we need to
the
be
warrior.
stealthy?
I don't believe we're. Well, you seem to be able to pass without anyone caring. You just mention your meetings and you're fine. So walk in like we own the place.
Very well.
Let's go speak with Zara.
Yeah, let's go do that.
So I'm going to investigate. I'm trying to investigate their individual rooms and
Okay.
see what's going on. If there's anything I find.
And you guys are gonna go talk to Zara.
Yeah, Luca, would you mind making an introduction for us to Zara?
No, not at all. But you may find her answers confusing and not very lucid. Just so you know.
That's perfectly fine.
All right. Let's go. I'm going to jump to them real quick, and then I'll come back to you guys. All right. So you go. You see that you can head. The common area has just these kind of open arches that lead down a hallway. You know the layout of the general floors is if you just kind of swing up to the north and then head down another hallway, you'll see like a bunch of cells on either side of the hallway. Like you say, there is a nurse's station that's going to see you walk right through there. So why don't you make me a, I think this would be an intimidation check to sort of just be like, you own the place. There's no reason why you shouldn't.
Can I use strength?
Yeah, you guys can use, in this case, strength. That'd be fine.
27.
27?
8.
8.
I have expertise.
Yeah. So what I think happens is they're okay with the half orc in the actual clothes of a
Dripping with blood. Like my nose is messed up.
Well, it's like they could understand that you'd be going back to your cell to like get cleaned up or something like that because you're in the clothes of an inmate, right? They see this insect person with like armor on, like kind of like walking
Fancy
through,
silks.
and the nurse
Staring
looks
at
at you
a
go,
painting for a
yeah,
minute.
and the nurse is like,
before she can, I'm just gonna kind of like and lean close.
yeah.
Do you really want to get in the way of someone that looks like that?
I'm like poking the painting.
This is fantastic.
Could you look intimidating for 2 seconds? Not helping. Warrior from beyond the sand speaks in your head. Just let us go.
Are you authorized to be here?
Are you addressing me?
Yes. You're not supposed to use magic in here.
I am non-magical.
I'm gonna have to call my I'm gonna have to ask my supervisor what's going on.
I don't think you need to do that.
Oh, I am here with the small lawyer.
Yes!
Oh, boy.
Yes, this man's advocate.
Oh, yes. But that still doesn't explain why you're down here. This is a
I
this
am
is a
down
ward
here
for people.
because we walked down the stairs.
I'm just confused now. What are you looking for?
I am looking to speak with some of the higher echelons of this city.
You are.
I am on a diplomatic mission for my people.
You're in the wrong place.
Take me to your leader.
I am also here to sample fine cuisines.
That's.
I'm gonna
There's
like,
pudding in
plump-
the kitchen.
pudding cup in
That's
hand.
not
Yeah.
pudding. It is good.
Never do that in front of me
I
again.
got like a butterfly tongue that comes out
No,
and
no.
scoops it out.
She's just like, oh god. Make one more. Make one more. You're fine, but you make one more intimidation check.
Sure.
I believe.
Yeah.
Just the proboscis, just like...
Damn. Strength? Or is it now charisma?
I feel like you're trying to do more charisma in this
So
case.
I have a -1 charisma. However,
Yeah.
I did roll a 19 minus 1. So
That's
it's an
fine.
18.
Yeah. Okay. She's just like, you know what? I don't get paid enough. Do what you're gonna do.
Fantastic.
Minimum wage.
Saves
mental
us
health
again.
worker.
Thank you, capitalism.
Did I do well?
Yes, you did.
Yes,
I
I
enjoy
know.
you've earned your pudding.
All right, you dart down a corner. Let's come back to these guys for a second. Okay, so you're talking to Zara. She's standing just kind of like off to her. She doesn't look like she's even looking at you when you approach her, but when she walks up, or when you walk up to her, she says, "Ah, yes. Those who seek answers are here."
Absolutely, that is exactly what is going on. So, Zara, your friend Luca here tells us you are also one of the individuals that is going missing.
I am thankful for those times. It's the only time that I don't see what is happening. I am blinded, like with my eyes, but in my mind as well. And in those times, I have comfort.
The portents that you had once gleaned upon, it is still, you still carry it with you.
Yes, I know all. I know when deaths will occur. I know when wars will occur. I have seen them. They may or may not occur. The future is unwritten. But I can't stop them.
Well, Zara, we have some questions.
Questions, yes. You seek answers. I will not be able to give them to you. But I'll answer them nonetheless.
Have you been taken down to level 5 at all?
No. Even I cannot see what goes on there.
Some kind of protective wards, perhaps?
Have you ever met with an individual called Dr. Komiya?
Yes, I know her. She's in my sight when she is in the other floors. When she goes down to the lowest levels,
Protective.
she is gone from my sight.
Have you ever spoken with her?
She says I am not worth her time. Divination is often looked at as the weakest of the magics. It is unimportant, unuseful.
The ability
It
to
does not
see the future.
destroy. It does not build or create. It does not change or alter the fundamental structure of things. All we do is see things. Who wants that, or who cares about that?
What ties do you have to the Imperial Graveyard?
It's not the graveyard. The graveyard is but a place. I care not for a place. You're
Why do
asking the wrong questions.
Why do you keep showing up there?
Is it a person?
It's a person, of course, yes. You are insightful. Have you the arts of divination in your own practice?
No, it's just, I can relate, is all.
My father is laid there. I knew his death was coming. I told him. I saw it. I told him I could not do anything about it. It was beyond my power to save him. And he hated me for that. He said if I loved him, I would tell him how to stop it. And I cried and I cried. And I said, Father, it's not how it works. And his death came. And as I said, there was nothing I could have done to stop it, even if I had told him. But I love him so much still. Can you imagine knowing when all those you love will die and having no power to be able to stop it?
I can imagine it hurts a lot.
It hurts very much, yes. It's why I'm here among the broken things, even though I know more than all of them.
What was it specifically that caused you to come here?
After my father died, what was the point?
Right.
I let my studies go. I said I was going to quit the college. They said I knew too much. I couldn't do it. They said I knew about the wars that were coming, how people were going to suffer in this city and beyond. They said that couldn't be allowed to get out. So I came here.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they say that divination is the weakest of all the magics, but clearly, like, all the stuff you know is pretty dangerous.
Again, very insightful, my friend. You would make a good diviner, and for that I am very sorry.
We want to help. We want to help you and Luca, Yara.
I want to help them too. I keep no hope for myself, but if I could help them, that might help me somehow.
Ease the burden.
Yes.
We want to try and help you as much as we can. And to do that, we need as much information as we can. And obviously, you're a very powerful diviner. A prodigy. So I've been told.
That's what my father used to say. So smart. This one.
In any of your divinations, did you see these events unfolding?
Not exactly. As I said, the future is
Uncertain.
But I knew that I would be here in this place from the moment my father died. Even though that was not written yet, but I knew it. I did not see this happening. But I don't think I was looking. And if I wasn't here, I could make inquiries. I could cast spells to see what was happening to me, but
You don't want to do that.
I don't want to.
I
I
understand.
don't want to know.
Do you believe that there is someone at the college here who is looking to capitalize on your story, on what happened to you, on the story of a prodigy rising through the ranks and then being struck low by a terrible event?
Almost certainly. But I don't have to be a diviner to know that.
Of course.
But what I will say is while that is absolutely a truth, I don't think it has anything to do with this investigation that you're looking for.
Well, we're here specifically to check for Yara and to assure her safety. And it doesn't sound like you all are safe if you are being let out or compelled to leave the asylum.
Brought back to locations that have great significance to you every night.
I will agree with that. But you asked me if it was connected to why someone in here might not want me to get out. And I think it's coincidental. Keep in mind that I do not have those visions anymore. This is only the insight I have gleaned from a lifetime of making predictions.
And
Yes, there are those who would do us harm within these walls. But they're a different kind of harm.
The fifth floor.
The fifth floor.
Is it at all possible that what you're experiencing is a test of sorts? Like
What do you mean?
Maybe you and your prodigy friends, well-intentioned as you may be, you're not as much of a danger as the people on the fifth, and therefore, if you do get out of control, you're not as risky as if someone on the 5th floor were to go out of control?
I had not considered that. There might be some truth to that.
So maybe you are, and this is from my experience of testing a thing, making improvements, and making a bigger thing. Perhaps you are simply the first iteration of something that is going to be attempted lower down.
Perhaps. Perhaps it is simply enough that we are highly competent individuals who are also not troublemakers. Therefore, we do not raise flags. If you had not received this summons from a concerned individual from a Yara, you would not be here, correct?
No.
No one would have known this is happening. I think that is... You ask if this is a test. It may be a test. A test to see if anybody gives a damn about us or not.
Before we leave, is there anything you'd like to get off your chest?
Yes, I do not want you to succeed. Because if you succeed, I'll go back to knowing that there could come a day where I'll be able to see those things again. That scares me. But I will try to be brave and help you for the others.
Have you seen my brother around?
You look so much like him. And I can't even see you.
Where do they keep him?
He used to be here on the 3rd floor. His cell's right down the hall, but I haven't seen him in a day or so.
What about Ayara?
I also haven't seen her in a day or so.
Have they been getting worse?
Yes. Myself and Luca, a little more, I hate to be proud, but it's not pride, it's just the truth. A little more intestinal fortitude, I suppose. But it's because we had easy lives growing up, relatively speaking. Not that Yara had a hard life, but she just... You heard about the things that happened to her.
Yeah.
Do you know in greater detail? We heard that she was bullied.
Yes, but that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Who?
She had a... it's not my tale to tell, even though she confided in me. I'll just say that there were worse things than words bandied at her.
Was it by her colleagues or by faculty?
Both.
Oh, we gotta burn this place down. Maybe figuratively. But we do have an arsonist.
I heard Brent. Heard you might need me?
Pocket trying to restrain.
How'd you get a Molotov cocktail?
Death to the institution.
Your brother, of course, is a strong man, a strong goblin too, but goblins are not treated very well, to be honest here.
No, yeah, I can't imagine it was. It was really
Not a huge
tough.
fan of orcs either.
He was on a scholarship too, so it's not like he was running around with a lot of upper class folk.
Now imagine how they're treated in here.
We gotta get them out of here. We gotta do something.
Thank you for your time, Zara.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Let's go find...
If you do see my brother, tell him I'm coming for him.
I will.
I'm sorry if you hear from him. I'm sorry. No.
I see, in my own way.
Right. Sorry. Let's go. I don't want to put more feet in my mouth.
Luca was stuck by the past, but what I'd say is walking.
Yeah.
away. Luca was so caught up with what he did that he can't get over it. Zara is paralyzed by the future, and she can't continue going on. Are you prepared for what you might see when we get to your brother?
I just want to see him. I don't know. I don't really care at this point. It's been a long time, so I just want to see him.
We'll make it happen, come hell or high water.
All right.
And I think, judging by the looks of it, looks like hell is first.
Indeed.
All right, let's go find where I'm off to.
Speaking of, all right. So you guys are heading down this row of cells. There's cells on either side of you down a hallway. About 4 per, 4 on this side, 4 on that side, so 8 total down a hall. The end of the hall ends in what looks to be like a laundry, basically. So that, like, when people are done with their dirty clothes, they just toss them in there, and they get new ones from the same place. The cells are open. The doors are open to these cells. Nobody's in them at the moment, but they do all have nameplates on them.
Okay. What's the first one I run into of these?
The first one
to be fair, did you guys share any names with me?
Yes.
Okay.
If you were like signed like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll join this investigation, you would have been shared with the information.
Okay.
Yep.
And maybe promise of gold.
Yeah, looking
First,
Yara.
First name that you see on the left is not a familiar name. Same with first door you see on the right. Second door you see on the left is, we'll say, Luca Demontis. Next door you see on the right is nobody important. Third door you see on the left.
His name is nobody important.
Third door you see on the right.
The important family is a long
History of development.
Third door you see on the right is Snark. Fourth door you see on the left is Zara. Fourth door you see on the right is Yara.
Okay, I'll start with the first. Okay, of those was the. So sorry.
That's okay.
Snark, but who was Yara? Was
and Yara's the very furthest down on the left.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the closest one to me?
Closest one to you is Luca.
Okay, I'll check Lucas first to do investigation, see if there's anything I can glean.
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me. You could help him if you want. You could do a roll. And,
do you have any psychic investigation?
Yeah.
Powers?
No.
Look straight up at the abjuration rune carved in the ceiling. See what happens.
If you rolled above a 10, or
I do have blind sight if that comes up at any point.
Okay, cool. Right now it's daytime still, so like sun is shining through the very narrow slits that make up windows in this place. They are so thin that you would struggle to get like a hand through them, like a full arm through them, basically. Like you get a palm, maybe.
Interior lighting, is it continual flame or is it
No magic. So
lanterns?
It's just pretty much dependent on the sunlight that comes through these very narrow windows. Now there are a lot of the windows, like there are probably like 3 or 4 per
You need
cell.
to stop using that dice.
No.
They will allow candles occasionally in
Yeah.
common rooms and that kind of thing, but they don't have any candles in their.
No one's allowed to
cells.
have burning things in their
Yeah.
cells, yeah.
This dice was given to me with love. I can't not roll it.
Well, it's treating you like a bitch.
I know.
That's an abusive relationship. You and that dice.
So not above a 10, I assume.
Not for me.
Okay, so you do not get advantage on your roll. You just roll straight for investigation. Chris, sorry.
Oh,
I believe.
so I got a 14?
A 14. Okay. You look around in his room. It's pretty Spartan. One thing he has that they seem to allow him to keep is a like a little picture, just a little drawn picture, like literally with like a set of crayons or charcoals, colored charcoals or something like that. It looks like it was done by a child of some sort of like little animal or something like that with some flowers and that next to it. It just seems to be a keepsake, maybe from his daughter or something like that.
What's the only thing I noticed here?
Yeah.
You flip it over.
Everything else.
Power word, kill.
Yeah, with that check, that's all you see.
Okay, so I'll go to the next one.
Okay, so the next one we'll say is Zara's room.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and make a check. You guys can both make checks. I'm going to assume
Okay,
you're the main
17?
investigator. Okay, 17. Any above a 10 on that one?
I got a 9.
A 9? No. Okay. So with a 17.
You are not good at this.
Yeah.
This is a cube-shaped room.
You live inside of
Yeah.
cubes.
Good for you. Here's a lollipop.
This room has very sharp corners.
Yeah. Oh, no.
How's it to North?
Not the sharp corners again. Actually, I would say it's the opposite. She has a lot of, like, pillows. She's very into, like... she has the thickest like mattress of anybody is in that you've seen so far. It's like this very like full cotton mattress on her cot, on her like little wood frame bed, I guess. Like pillows.
Can
on
I grab
her...
a quick nap? Is it okay if I grab a quick nap?
Yeah.
My cot is very uncomfortable.
Yeah, like she just seems to like maybe it's because they don't want to let a blind girl just stumble into like a hard edge on a chair. Or something like that. But they just sort of like it's kind of the I hate to say it's kind of the padded room effect sort of thing here.
Okay.
But it seems comfortable, like you say. It's almost like you could just like flop onto a big, nice, fluffy pillow, that kind of thing in here. She has like literally nothing that you would think of as remarkable other than that, though, because she wouldn't be able to see it. So no pictures, no nothing that's like visual at all. It's all things you could touch or that kind of thing. Again, unfortunately they don't let things burn in here, so there's no incense. But she seems to they let her have this little bowl full of like flower petals, kind of floating in a little bit of water that gives it kind of a flowery scent in here.
Fuck. Next room.
Okay, next room is going to be, I guess, Stark.
It's gotten better each time.
It has. It's
20.
climbing.
It was a 3, a 5, and a 7.
20. Okay.
Fuck me. 11.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you could roll to see if you get a crit if you want to.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead. Go see.
Yep.
That's a dirty 20. We got a...
19.
19.
So 20.
Yeah, 20 is the highest. Okay. You actually, so there's a lot to this one has the most to chew on for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're catching quite a bit of it. So when you come into this room, they pushed a little table in.
Time
Okay,
out
go
real
ahead.
quick.
Yep.
Am I aware of the family relationship? Has that been established?
Again, if
Did
I
Stark-
you all if you told me.
No, I don't think I would have.
Did, like shake your hand, the thing, brother, or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so they've pushed a table in with the other furniture that's like common to the other rooms. On this table is like a series of blocks that are like meant to like fit together, kind of like a puzzle. And like you, some of them are like half assembled. Like he's put like this block into this block in a way it's supposed to like fit. But then he's like taken another block that's supposed to obviously fit in this like very special section, and he like crammed it into the hole like completely diagonal wrong way. That's obviously not the way it's supposed to fit. Like he's trying to create something out of it that you're supposed to make it fit into a puzzle, and he's trying to like make something new out of it.
What is wrong?
I'm gonna poke it to see if it explodes.
It's just kind of like
artificers.
the little blocks just kind of go and fall apart. That's all.
You have broken it.
That's what I'm good at.
It's a pipe
You do
I light it on fire real quick.
with a dirty 20. You also find under the mattress, he's hidden a little small piece, it's like a multi-tool sort of thing, like a screwdriver combination, monkey wrench on the other end.
Mine now.
This is proof, evidence.
Potentially evidence. Potentially not letting an inmate have something dangerous.
Are you not an inmate?
I'm a trustworthy one. Blood.
Bloody teeth.
He smiles. And
Your
bloody,
fucking crooked
yeah.
nose.
They seem to be missing. Shall we reconvene?
One more room.
Very well.
Okay. Yeah, Luca, Zara. This
Yara.
was
Yara.
This is Snark.
this was Snark.
Now you're heading into Yara's room.
Yara.
You wanna take this one, bro?
Sure, I'll take it. It's a 15.
I mean, I got a 10, so you get advantage on it.
Yay.
15.
15. So you're the main one this time. 15's your high.
15's my high.
Okay. Okay. In here, they've allowed her to put curtains on her little tiny slit of a window, and the breeze is coming through and is kind of like gently blowing the curtains. Just kind of in a nice pattern. They're just kind of flittering in the wind a little bit. So that's the kind of nice personal touch they allowed her to have it in her room. She also just has a lot of everybody else's personal things were like one thing, right? Like the photo, the little drawing, the puzzle,
yeah.
the little thing of flowers. She doesn't have any one thing like that that's descriptive of her personality, but scattered on the floor, it's almost like Mach 1. It's just this little pile of garbage almost. But not trash. It's just so many little knickknacks that they apparently didn't let her it was the sort of thing you would keep in a shoebox if you're a little kid, but apparently they didn't want her to have a shoebox, I guess, or something. So she's just left it on the floor, but in the most it's not a pile when you get a little closer look at it. It's arranged in a very organized way. A little rock, a little button, a little paperclip, a thimble, just so many little weird knick-knacky little tokens and trinkets, sort of arranged in a very straight rows in this little corner.
I fail to detect magic on it.
You make a Constitution saving throw.
I believe you get above that 20.
Okay.
It's going to be a 30 DC.
Let's go.
I believe. What? How convenient.
That's a 9?
Okay. Yeah, you go to try and detect magic. It's like a dried up fart. You can't do it.
Okay. Well, I'm remarkably mundane here.
I like that button.
Like the button.
Nice button.
Would you like it?
No, that is her button.
How do we feel about buttons? Is that a feeling is wrong? Balls.
I mean, is there any way to discern anything arcane in this room without detect magic?
Make an Arcana check.
It's a 15.
Yeah, 15. I don't think it's high enough.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Are we making our way back into the...
Yeah, you were looking for them, right?
Yeah.
So you come into the nurse's station, and she's just I don't want to know.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps we should flip the mattresses.
So you're flipping the mattress right as you two
This is
come
fun.
walking into the room.
I start doing it in every room because it's fun.
What are you doing?
We're searching.
Making our
For
own
what?
fun.
We have found things.
What did you find?
We found
Buttons.
not the buttons under your brother's mattress.
Does this mean
Your
anything to you?
kinfolk.
Oh, is your brother?
Yeah, my brother is, he's...
How do you see yourself locked up?
I don't know. He just stopped coming home over the weekends,
Let him see that.
and
What else did you find?
and I'm just take a
Anything
look,
There
and
are
it's
rows.
it's a multi-tool.
Yeah, it's a
Show me.
cobbled together.
Yeah.
It's he had to tape 2 or 3 tools together into one little.
Just
He
been lifting them
invented
up
tape?
cards. I just part of me just smiles. Is that's him. Yeah, I don't know. He would do this.
It's under his mattress.
I mean, it's probably because this counts as a spell focus for an artificer like myself.
Should we put it back?
I mean, yeah, we should. In case he comes back, he might need it. And I just go down and I find his room. And I'm just
I wave at the nurse.
Yeah.
Very nice. And then
yeah. And I put,
She sighs and goes back to reading. Just reading. As you're putting the focus away, you see the little pile of blocks. Now they're disturbed at this point, but you see that they've given him a puzzle to solve, basically.
I put it maybe halfway,
Yeah.
and then I just leave it.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty easy to solve that much, at least in the way of it.
Do you make the Lego construction noise? Purple stud! He's showing me the pattern on the floor.
Yeah.
I want to use eye for detail.
Okay.
I can use a bonus action to make a perception check to spot a hidden creature or object, or to make an investigation check to uncover or decipher clues.
Nice. Okay. Which room are you in? I'm sorry. Which?
ER's room, the
ER's
one that had the
Okay.
pile.
Yep.
Did you move anything?
We moved that button.
Put it back, please. Thank you.
Okay.
I pull out a
Urge to fuck with him.
Mm-hmm.
Just kick a piece.
The
Not playing Haas.
they seem to have. It's not random. Like it's not a random pattern, but you can't tell what the code is. You know what I mean? Like so she has something in mind, obviously, for like how this is supposed to lay out. You're missing something that would help you put it together, basically. But what you do notice is you're kind of like you're thinking about that, but your attention is drawn away to the curtains because the curtains below. Do you actually need to make a roll or anything like that, or is it just?
It says that I can make an investigation or perception.
Why don't you make a perception roll for me?
Perception?
Yeah, in this case, it's perception. I think.
Okay. 15.
15. I think it's high enough. The curtains blow away just long enough that you see someone has chiseled just little bits away from the window. Just like here and there, widened it just enough to let more of a breeze through, more wind through.
I'm going to move the curtain out of the way.
Okay. You pull the curtain down. Pull the curtains down. Yeah, it's just like you wouldn't notice it if you just
Find
were
Andy
doing a very,
Dufresne
especially with,
tunnel back
especially with the curtains in the way. But once you pull it, it's pretty noticeable. When you pull them down. Yeah, she's like trying to she's taking a very methodical approach to it, but she's gone maybe like 2 feet up on this window and has like chipped away just enough on the side that there's like a little notch to make it just that much wider.
I'm going to put the curtain back up. Does it flow? Does it continuously flow in a consistent pattern?
The wind?
Yeah, when the curtain is up? Or does it just like flutter?
It's pretty fluttery, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have the curtain down.
Okay.
And I'm going to investigate the carvings to see if it is like any sort of way to make it. Obviously, it's allowing for more airflow, but is this airflow meant to create an acoustic effect? Is it meant to create eyesight?
Yeah.
Like looking out the
Yeah,
window?
when you step back, what you realize, especially with the curtains down too, is that there's two effects. It does allow this the more you kind of stand in the right place, and where there's been more chiseled away, it's like an air. It's kind of like you get like certain places that in an air conditioner you're standing just the right spot, and it's like, oh man, I love that breeze that hits my face. Like that's the effect you're getting from it. The other thing you notice is that she's widened it just enough to be able to sort of get this like much. It's a marginal amount, but somehow it's a much better view of the city. It's like just this like picturesque view of the looking out over the wall to the north. It's like not much. It's not if she. You would have had a better view if it was facing like the west or something like that. But this is the hand she's been given. She's trying to create a better like eye line of the view outside.
Is there any landmark within the eye line? Anything that would be relevant?
I don't think so. Not with that investigation roll. You wouldn't pick anything out.
I don't notice the like if I look on the way, there isn't the conjuration spire.
The problem is I don't think it's facing the right way.
Gotcha.
So, but that would be a good guess, is that she's just trying to get like better views of things she wants to see.
Hey, Scrim,
Yeah.
I need your eyes.
So yeah, I want to kind of go in there. Can I don't know, somehow roll like a combination of investigation and insight to kind of like gain like Is this just a quality of life thing for herself, or is there like an arcane purpose?
Let's call that an insight, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to kneel down onto the floor next to where this pile is, and I'm going to draw it on the floor.
Well, I'll tell. Okay, what I'll say for this is that if you want to substitute your intelligence for the wisdom on this roll, for even though it's insight, I'll allow that.
Oh, okay. Then that would be. That's still a 9.
Still okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just it's hard to tell. You maybe need to talk to her.
Okay.
Yep. And, sorry, what were you doing?
I am drawing on the floor.
Yeah.
But are there repeating things, like repeating buttons and repeating stones?
Yes, and it's like infuriating that you can't seem to see the pattern.
I am just going to draw the way that it's laid out.
Yep.
And for each repeating pattern, I am drawing repeating symbols. So a stone will be marked in a certain way.
Right.
And I'm trying to see if it reminds me of any arcane symbol.
Okay.
Because if she
make
is...
Can I peek over his shoulder?
Yeah, go
Help
for
out
it. And
with
so
that?
if you want to help him,
Yeah, I'll help him.
let's do Arcana for this.
Natural 20 for 22.
There are 4 elements that are sort of pillars of conjuration, right? Because a lot of conjurers conjure the elements in their spells: air, water, earth, fire. She seems to have focused on air. This is a pretty. It's like an elemental chart that first years all study, and she's recreated it using her little doodads. And air is the one she's putting the most emphasis on.
Take a step back. After drawing it on the floor like some fucking crazy person. It's conjuration magic.
Is she trying to like
No, I don't.
summon something?
I don't think. I think this is a tick, because obviously,
It's like when the people were doing their.
I feel like this is more to aid her psychologically, but I feel as if it has greater impact. This is a symbol of air. This is it's for conjuration school. They focus on the different elements. She was trying to do something here. And I think she got caught. Or rather, I think she is trying to ground herself from the view, from this.
They're right now, all of them seem to be adrift in a kind of way, and someone is taking advantage of that every time they go out. And so, if they are trying to reestablish themselves in whatever way, if they had like puzzles in my brother's room, so maybe he's trying to do something there. He's got
Your brother
this.
keeps getting sent to the scrapyard. Lucas keeps getting sent back to the puppet show. Zara keeps getting sent back to her father's grave. Iara keeps getting sent back to the observation deck.
They're trying to keep them.
Something happened at
Emotionally
the.
unbalanced.
They're trying to keep them in moments of pain. They don't have an opportunity to recover while they're resting because it's blackout, and then they wake up at a site of pain.
Yeah.
Someone is purposefully doing that. Someone who wants to take advantage of them. And I imagine you two are there as well, as I'm like scribbling on the floor and like moving things and marking shit and looking at the window.
I think you belong in here.
No one belongs
I
here.
do not think he is magical.
It's a
I
freak,
mean-
though.
Not anymore.
At that point, I think the nurse that was trying to ignore you guys to the best of her ability just finally pokes her head and goes, "Look, guys, I know I said I was going to ignore you, but the little one, the halfling, is looking for you guys now. He wants to talk to you. He's just out in the
My
lobby."
advocate.
Yeah.
We'll go and speak with him. Thank you.
Of course.
I just
Yes.
like start kicking some of that stuff away.
I know. I'm going to look down at her and just like, for a second. I know that I frightened you earlier.
You didn't frighten me.
I assure you it was for the greater good. And I apologize.
She's kind of attractive, by the way. And she goes, okay, no big deal.
Happy? And I'll walk away.
All right. When you get out to Marius, he goes, I'm going to pretend like I don't even know what you guys were looking for in there, but I got you guys a meeting with the warden, and we will end there for today.
All right.
Knowing is half the battle. The other half is extreme violence.
From
That's
one
why I
arcane
did.
prison to another.
We got so far.
Thank you guys
Oh, yeah,
so
that
much.
was
a lot of fun.
And we'll see you next time.
Uh, All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Adios.